So this week, we are going to be covering events. And the way that we handled events in the 180 class was kind of the easy way to do it, but there are uh, better ways to handle events, and that is what you're going to be learning about this week. So you want to read the chapter in the book, and then we're going to work through the lecture demo. And so this is kind of an overview explaining the three different ways to handle events. HTML attribute is what we did in the 180 class. And what you are going to be learning today is how to use event listeners and handlers and how to use DOM properties. And both of those are considered best practice. So moving forward, once you learn how to use those methods, that is how I want you to do event handling. And so you're going to work through this. I did videos in each section that will explain the code to you. So I do think it's beneficial for you to watch that. And as you work through here, you'll see that I'm showing you the old way of doing it. And this is interactive, so you can actually kind of click here. If you want to see this on a separate page, I have a link to, so it's on its own page, which is kind of nice because you can right click and kind of see that code inside a page. And this is using on-click, as you can see. That is not the best way to handle events. So then we go through the different ways to handle the events. And so this is using the DOM for handling events, but the end result is the same. And then this is also looks like using the DOM. And then we get into event handlers and event listeners eventually. That would be down here. This is the way that I do events. It is considered best practice, so you'll learn all about that. And there's plenty of links with examples. And so you'll basically work through this, learn all about events. You will learn more about the event object. And pretty much everything that happens in the browser, even moving your mouse, is considered an event. So you'll learn a lot more about the event object and what it can do. And I have all sorts of interactive examples. And then as you work through here, we get into even more events. So do I expect you guys to remember all of this? No. But there are events that you will probably utilize more often than others. And it is good to be aware that there are all of these events so that if you want to code something, hopefully you will keep in mind that there's all these events that are happening, and there may be code that you can use. So as you walk through here, you'll learn about browser objects and events. You will learn about properties. There's all sorts of examples for you to look at. This is your screen properties, and there's videos that kind of go through and explain all of this. Then you are going to work on the programming assignment. So the programming assignment will make a whole lot more sense if you have gone through the lecture demo first. If you try to just go in and do the programming assignment, you'll probably get confused. So make sure you do the lecture demo first. And this is a longer assignment. You'll start out by doing your folders as normal. And then the first exercise actually has you converting the old way of handling events, into the new methods with the event handler and listener and the DOM event handlers. So I'm giving you pretty much all the files that you need for this. And what you're going to have to do is make that conversion, because this is using the on-click events. And to help you with this, I made a video, and it's showing you how to change a page that is very similar. So if you watch the video, it will definitely help you with this assignment. Okay, so you should watch the video because it will help you not only with task 2, but it will help you code the anonymous function in task 3. Okay, so that one video is going to help you do task 2 and 3. Then you get down here to task 4. And I did a video on this one too, because what you need is an object that you animate using buttons. And so it's going to look something like my buddy Zeppo here. So you're going to have buttons that move your object. Okay, and you can see that I have the X and Y coordinates displaying. And you can move him around your screen. And I do have limits in here based on the size of the graphics so that Zeppo doesn't get lost in outer space. So you can see that we can move him up, we can make him kind of spazzy dance. And you're going to be doing something very similar to this. Now, so you can understand what the code is doing. I did a video, and I actually walk through the code so that you understand what all of this code does. And that's kind of important when you are going to be creating your own. Then the last task, you are going to do a new web document, and in the web document, you are going to use 2 window object methods, a location object method, and then you need to display window information using window object properties. How many do you have to use? At least 1. Okay, display navigator information using navigator object properties, use at least 1. Okay, and there are tons of examples in the lecture demo, and I actually included them down here. So what most students do with this is they create one page and they split it into different sections. And they do the object, the window object in one section, they do the location object in another section, and so on down the line. And so for window information, I have this example. Do you need to include all of that? No, you just need to do at least 1. Okay, for screen information. Okay, so this is triggered by a button. Do you need all of that? Nope, you only need 1. Can you include all of it? Sure. Okay, but you need at least 1 to have completed that part of the exercise. Okay, so these examples will help you, and so will the lecture demo. If you run into any problems working on these exercises, make sure you transfer your page to the web because I need to see it. And also remember that if you click on a button and nothing happens, it is a JavaScript error. And you need to press F12 and get into the console. The console will show you what the error is, and there will be a link that will take you to a line in the code that either contains the error or is close to the error. And quite often, you guys can figure it out yourself if you know where to look. So that is the assignment. It is going to be a little lengthier than the other ones. And also, I did look through your unit tests and I looked at every question. And for the questions that some of you struggled on, I created an extra credit. And there's a PDF version and there's a Word version, but you basically go through and enter the answers and put it into the Dropbox, and then you can get a little extra credit. So that is what we have on tap for this week. And if you run into problems or have questions, let me know because I am here to help you.